Yeah, agreed. I think we should take the quest, if you will, but we need to get more money out of him because I think he's way too chicken to do it himself.
Okay. I turn to Rod Breslau's new friend and I say, do you know where this guard lives in this town? We're not from here. I'm basically
Oh, the
asking,
guard,
yeah, the
Corwin.
guy, no, the guy that gave us the money. I forgot his name. Was it Corwin? Whoever the knight
Oh,
was.
the knight. His name was
I'll write it down.
Spec Person
Spec Person. Yeah, I
the
asked, do you
third.
know where Spec Person the third resides?
You asked Corwin this?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. He's stationed at the captain of the guard's house. He's a guest here. He's not from here, but it's just a few blocks that way.
Perfect. We should head there, and we'll see who we'll see how it goes. I don't know who should do the bargaining just yet, but we'll figure that when we get there.
I'll bargain
Absolutely.
with my sword if need be. We'll just
So you
take the
guys
money.
make your way in that direction. Corwin picks up the cape and the back end of Rod's clerical shawl and makes sure that it doesn't get muddy. And he brushes you off, Rod. And you can feel his eyes on the back of your head as you're walking. This is the kind of attention that you have grown to know and love, I guess. You guys make your way to the guard's house. It is late. What do you do?
Are lights inside? Can we see
There is
lights
a
throughout the
light.
windows? Do we see
Yep.
any
So I guess
people or any bodies moving throughout the window?
no. There's a couple of guards on the outside. They seem to be pretty tired. These are not super elite badass guards. They look like on loan from the town type of thing.
Sure.
But they guys follow. They fall on you guys as you approach.
Yeah, I motioned to Scudicus and be like, these are your people. Please talk whatever you do. And I kind of like motion him forward to go do the talking.
Yeah, so I imagine there's a door, right? So I'll go rapping on the door with my pimp hand. Thump, thump, thump.
Well, there's two guards on either side. So as you kind of come
Oh.
closer, they put their hand out on your chest and say, "Whoa, what are you doing?"
We're here to talk to, I don't know, Pretty Boy Knight. Told us in the tavern that he's got a job to kill a necromancer. We're here to take the job. Get out of my way, please.
Well, look here, sir. It's awfully late, so he's probably not taking any visitors right now.
I think he wants to speak to us.
So, would you say you're doing a parlay, or how would you do this, JP? What move would be?
Yeah, I mean, I could that would definitely work. He's trying to get leverage or manipulate this guard into letting us talk to him. So yeah, you could definitely say that.
All right, Scudicus, roll against your what is that? Intelligence,
Charisma.
charisma.
Oh,
Roll
geez,
plus
It's
that's
just
Chris.
8. So I think you're at -1 or 2. What is
I'm
that,
at
JP?
so it's an 8 and it's a -1, so that would be a
2d6 minus 1.
minus
Yep.
1, right?
Yeah.
Oh, geez, this is not gonna be good.
Hey,
Okay,
there you
partial
go.
success. So you as you said, you're like, well, we're here to see him. They explain themselves, but upon further thought, it says, you know what? He's a little bit of a night bird. I'll tell you what. You give me like 5 gold pieces. I'll go in and see if he wants to come out.
I will give you a slap of my pimp hand, is what I will give you. Now go wake up your boss. All right?
What does the assurance of promise mean, JP?
No, what you did is actually fine.
Oh, it's fine.
It's basically yeah. He has to have some sort of proof that this is happening, and gold is definitely a proof in some sort of way.
So you just say go wake him up, Scott? Is that what I heard?
Yeah.
Um. So I
I mean,
would
if I need to
say.
slap him across the face as proof that I'm out here, I'll certainly do that.
So you fire this back at him, and he's taken aback a little bit. You kind of register to him as a feisty, kind of violent guy, and he looks at you, and he's weighing in his head between his profession, but also whether or not he wants to fight tonight. So, I guess roll for, let's do a charisma again.
All right, so same thing. 2d6.
Can I
right?
interject here because this is
Yeah.
getting a bit crazy, and I've got a bit of a hangover now, and I'd really just like to put these guys to sleep,
You say this?
which is my 3rd level spell.
Oh, you're gonna
Yeah.
cast
Oh.
sleep.
I'm going
Alright,
to
go
I'm
for
going
it.
to cast.
So you got to roll against your intelligence, I believe. Also, I think sleep means that you're gonna put Scoots to sleep as well.
Yeah, it's a range thing, isn't it?
It has an AOE on it. I'll look up the spell real quick. If you want to just roll.
24 plus.
Don't put me to sleep. Oh, Jesus.
Oh.
Hey, +1
I did
experience, by the way.
So it's plus 1 XP. Also, when you roll a... What is it? I think you just straight up fail and you forget that spell. Yeah, so Jeff, you get to choose one of these things because she failed.
I'm gonna forget the spell.
Okay.
Sure.
There you go.
So Scott or Scooticus is staring up at these guys, trying to intimidate them further, and Barnacle steps forward and starts to like weave her fingers in the direction of the guards, and then she goes, "Sleepimus," and the guards kind of look at her. Nothing happens at all, and they go, "Is she drunk?"
I like take my hand and grab barnacles and like put them down by her side. I'm just like, let Scooticus handle this. We've got this. Like, no, sir, we're fine. We're okay.
Okay.
Scooticus, please.
Yeah, she waved at us a little bit.
Yeah, she's very friendly. She's just saying hi.
Okay.
Say bye now.
Little drinky.
Hey, look, what's your name, sir? Looking at Scooticus.
I'm Scooticus Aurelius.
In these trying times, I can, you know what? Normally, I would need a little bit of something to get off my ass, but I could see you're a man of conviction. We're gonna go. I'll go in and ask him. I can't promise you anything. You understand?
That's all I ask. We just want him to know that we're here.
Okay. He gives a nod to the other guard and goes in. The other guard, no, he just kind of looks at you guys. He's fine. So he walks in the door, goes in, and you guys hear. And then he comes back out, leaves the door open, and you hear from inside, "Spec Pass in the Fed would love it if you come in."
I love Spec Person.
Only Scooticus hears this, or do we all hear this?
Oh, it's a loud, booming, nightly voice. You guys all hear it.
Okay. Yeah, we
What do
walk
you do?
in.
I'm sorry, I should have ended with what do you do?
Sure. Yeah, we walk in. Or
All right, so you guys-
I motion everyone in.
Yeah, you guys walk in. Inside, there's chests full of personal things, kind of open. There's a fire with a bear fur on the ground. It's very nice. Oh, not very nice, but a nice given the town kind of little 2-bedroom hut type of thing. It's a stone/hut house. And inside, Spec Person is standing in front of the fire with his back to you guys, stark naked, absolutely as the day he was born, naked. And he seems to be smoking a pipe. And he turns around to you guys and looks at you and says, "Ah, you guys again. Have you given more thought to my offer?" Spec Person III says.
He's completely nude.
Yes, he's stark naked.
I like put my hands over my eyes to the best of my ability to basically just cover up to where I can only see his face. I'm just like
I start a slow clap.
and
I stare in front of me, the body that God created, and wonder to myself, how did such a creature live on here?
So, have you given more thought to my offer? Spec Person III asks.
Yes, we are interested in taking the task up of killing the necromancer for you, but we feel that your offer of gold was woefully underwhelming to the cause. We've done some research on the necromancer. His head's worth way more than the gold you offered. We would like double the gold and some lands for each of us. And by the way, that looks like a dick but smaller, but I guess I'm proud for you.
Spec Person III purposely offered you less than the job was worth to see as your first test if you're ready for the task. I see you thought long and hard about it and came to a conclusion. That was the point. He takes a couple puffs off his pipe and says, yes. Since you passed, actually, no, he decides you passed. I guess it's too late. I probably should make a roll for that. But he says, I will triple the gold and I'll give each of you a very special weapon. Should you do this correctly? Spec Person the Third says
How powerful is Spec Person the Third?
he is extremely muscular and very, very. Well, no, he's just muscular. I don't know what you're asking.
Spec Person the Third, I like your style. I like your body right in front of me. I would like you, as you see my one follower behind me, and how he looks at me in the back of my head. I want you to also join us along with the steel.
Ah, so you're asking for Spec Person the Third to join you. So roll for your charisma, I guess.
Yeah.
Or is there another move that I should be alerted to?
I would assume that's he's parlaying here. I guess.
Okay. We seem to like parlay. Do
Yeah.
that.
I'll look to see if there's something else, but I think that's it. So
I
rolling
need
against
everyone
charisma.
behind me. And by the way, you're with me. I mean, not these other 3 of my cohorts here, which I don't know why I'm with them. But you, as they have already acknowledged me earlier, are only on my side.
Okay.
So is it
Yeah.
just normal?
Yeah. It's another
So your normal
parlay.
parlay. 2d6.
That's Rod's thing. He rolls plus charisma.
Oh. Well, you get plus
Oh.
1 experience.
He
Person
gets
the Third.
12. So that no, he actually succeeds because he has 12 charisma.
Well, he
Right.
rolled a 4 plus 2 for a 6, right?
Right. But he gets plus 1 because his charisma is 12.
Oh, it's a partial, is what you're saying.
Yeah, so it's a partial success.
Oh, because it's a plus 1. Okay.
So again, according to Parlay, on a 7-9, they need some concrete evidence or some concrete assurance of the promise right now.
Spec Person the Third looks you up and down. And he says, Spec Person the Third is always excited about adventure. It arouses me. I don't just do this for anybody, though. As you can tell, I'm a very famous knight. I'll tell you what. If someone can give me a good reason, I will escort you through the first couple of doors of Old Man McButt's dirty tower.
Spec Person the Third, I feel your arousal right now, and I think that should be more than enough. The reason you should come with us.
So, Rod, you give the reasoning that you can feel his arousal.
What does that even mean?
Because I have to go through those times.
Mr.
Actually
Breslau,
standing
how
next
can
to
you
you.
feel his arousal? What the
He
fuck
just
does
said
that...
he gets aroused when
You
he hears
city
a good
dwellers
thing,
are so fucking odd.
and that
I just
means
started
the offer that
laughing.
I gave is already
Thank God
he's
he's
already
adopted,
thinking
hey?
about it and
Token,
wanting to do
Jesus.
it because I felt his arousal, which he said is what happens after he hears something like that. So I already am assuming that means by feeling his arousal that he's already accepted this
I'll
challenge.
tell you what. Spec Person the Third, questions. Where I come from, we settle things with a good old arm wrestle. I'll take the strongest one of your group, and if he can beat me in an arm wrestle, then I'll join you guys through and through. If it's only a good match, then I'll take you up to the front door and get you inside. And if you
Brother?
fail, you forego the gold, says Spec Person the Third.
Yeah,
I take a couple steps back behind Scooticus.
Right.
Spec Person the Third looks around and recognizes, in particular, the right arm, the forearm and bicep of Scooticus is very powerful. Spec Person the Third suspects that you, Scooticus, are the strongest one here.
Yeah. So I turned to Rod and I'm like, "What did you just fucking do? We had it. Now I have to arm wrestle him, and we could lose all our money. And he's naked. Maybe not uncomfortable
it's
for
fine.
you, but
Look,
quite
sir,
uncomfortable for me.
Can you please put a cloth over
Yeah.
all that? It's distracting
No,
for
don't
Scooticus.
do anything. It's perfect.
Oh, Jesus.
I
Spec
also
Person-
agree it's perfect. Please do not do anything.
Pornhub Mania is
listen.
not a good country at all. I'm
How
not-
Spec
worried-
Person the Third wants you to know, you came into my house late at night. This is how I sleep. It's fine. Let's all be adults about this. Okay?
right,
Spec Person the Third makes his way over to his table. It's bare. There's a dirty plate on it. And he sits down at the angle of the corner, and then he pulls the chair over for you, Scooticus, next to it.
So let me make sure I understand this. Spec Person the Third. I beat you in arm wrestling. You join us. We get triple the gold. We get special weapons if we kill the necromancer. You help us get through the first few doors. And you also join my idiot zealot brother on his quest to raise stupid people. If you beat me, the entire deal's off. Am I getting this correct?
Spec Person the Third recognizes that you're pretty accurate, but also, if it's just a good match, I get you to the door, and you don't get the gold, but you get the weapons.
Okay. So I have to like break your arm, basically, to keep the gold.
Spec
Deal?
Person Spec Person laugh. Very good. Yeah, sit down, and he pats the seat next to him.
Okay.
All right,
we-
you straddle up, and you grip him. He starts to scoot into you, much like an arm wrestler would. And yes, part of him is brushing up against you, and it's against you now.
Just pisses me off even more.
Does
Do I
it
get a
piss you off?
+5 anger?
I don't think so.
Damn it.
But you're now going to have to make a strength check for
Okay.
all the marbles.
All right, so walk me through this. So my strength is 18,
Yep.
He's at +3 then, right?
Yep.
and then I've got +3
Yep.
on top of that.
So you would roll a 2d6 +3. That's all you gotta do.
Okay.
The 18 only comes into effect for figuring out the +3.
Gotcha. Okay. So 2d6 +3.
Mm-hmm.
So help me. I turn to my brother. So help me God. I will kill you and your little bitch friend there if this goes south on us.
Brother, I've been
Cost-
violated. You violated me.
Oh, you don't even know the meaning of the word, bro.
As Rod says, as Corwin behind him makes the sign of the cross and nods reverently again. And so it's a partial. So you and you start to push against it. And Spec Person the Third says, "Ah!" And the two of you kind of go about it a little bit. And here's what I'm going to say: because 7 to 9 is a partial, and you landed exactly in the middle, I'm going to give you one more strength test to see whether or not you win or lose. And this one's just going to be, if you succeed, you need to succeed, so it needs to be a 10+. And if you fail, 1 through 6, he wins. On a 10+, you win. In between, you go again. I guess you just keep going until you fail or succeed.
Okay, so but same roll, 2d6 +3.
Yep.
Sure.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Broke his arm. Snap, baby. Over the top.
That's
Rod, you
exactly
live
what
another
happens.
day.
Scuticus gets a little bit angrier as they're kind of tied up in the middle, and with a thunderous roar, he smashes Spec Person the Third's arm down on the table, and Spec Person the Third looks completely shocked. He says, "Spec Person the Third's never been bested so hard. You smashed me. You are quite powerful, Scuticus. I really do. It'll be an honor to fight alongside you."
With a broken arm. Cool. Come along.
It's good because I knew you could do it. As my older
So he
stupid
stands
brother.
up and he says, "Please, we leave in the morning. You guys are free to stay here. There's 2 bedrooms. You can figure it out amongst yourselves. But let's rest tonight, and I'll take you there tomorrow morning. How's that sound?"
Well, I'll
Says-
be taking one of those bedrooms, so you guys have a great night. And I'm going to walk off and go pass out.
So Barnacle says that, but what do you guys do?
I just kind of nod and Barnacle keeps going. Unless they do something else.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds good to me. Sorry I broke your arm. And I'm just going to hang out here by the fire, chill, get some rest.
Okay. So everyone kind of makes their way to the bedrooms.
Me and Corin
Uh,
are going to
what's
our
that?
beds. Me and Corin are going to our beds. So we're going to share a room.
Barnacle's in a room, and there's
Right.
only another room available. So I'm assuming all of you pile into the other room unless someone wants to try to join Barnacle.
No, well, as a druid, I don't particularly care for the ongoings of city dwellers, so I go outside and find a tree and sleep under the tree.
Okay. Thorin makes his way outside. What does Corwin, Rod, and Rod's brother Scuticus do?
I'm just going to kick it by the fire. I don't need to sleep much, and I'll keep an eye on shit just in case things get tight.
Scudicus, I knew you could come through as a brother for me. Me and Corin are now going to take the room alone, and that's really what we wanted before. So thanks, big bro.
So as Rod says,
I shake my head in disgust. I've been down this road before, and it ends up with jail time. I'm not happy.
They make they make their way out of the room, and Scuticus, you can hear, and Rod, obviously you hear this, but Corwin says, Rod, can you tell me about Warrior Jesus tonight?
Of course, I can tell you about Warrior Jesus tonight. I'll whisper in your ear all night long. Good night, little
Praise
bud.
be to Warrior Jesus. And they make their way out, and you can hear a door close. And we're just about to come up on our break, but before we do,
We still
as
got 10
everyone's-
minutes or so if you want to keep
Do we
going.
have 10 minutes?
Yeah.
Okay. So everyone's making their way to their beds. They're laying down, except for, Thorin's outside underneath a tree.
Token.
Token.
God, why was I saying Thorin? Anyways,
You must watch
Yeah,
Lord of the
sorry.
Rings or something.
I must have. The rain kind of clears up. But it is wet out there. But you find a nice grassy patch under a tree, so you get a good night's sleep, unperturbed.
Sure.
Scuticus, being the badass that he is, looks like he's just kind of leaned up against the fireplace, standing guard, making his way around. Let me know if you want to do anything. Do you just pass the night?
Yeah, I just passed the night. Probably sharpening my stone. I've got a little stone with me that I always carry. So
Okay.
I'm sharpening my shit, getting ready for tomorrow. Just chilling.
Barnacle, you open the door to the bedroom, make your way in there. It seems to be very much so kind of a Spartan lifestyle guest bedroom. Just a bed. There is a pot used. I can't remember what it's called. A bedroom pot used for shitting and pissing.
Chamber pot.
Chamber
Chamber
pot. There.
pot, yeah. Nice.
Otherwise, there is a chest. There is a armoire, if you will, that holds clothes. Pretty basic stuff. Do you want to do anything, or do you pass the night?
I'm going to be taking the armoire and the chest and pushing them against the door. I have very little faith in my my companions.
Very good.
And then I'm going to take the chamber pot and fill it for my wineskin and do some divination and see if I'm going to be good, bad, or neutral tomorrow, as the
Holy
magic
shit.
tells me.
Literally.
There you go.
Okay, we'll roll for that in a few moments, I guess. Right? Or do we roll for that now?
Roll for what? What is she doing?
She's checking what her alignment will be.
Oh, I think she can just do that as she wills.
Oh, you just do that?
Yeah, I don't. I mean, the reason that she's allowed to do that is because alignment doesn't matter because it's a one shot, so she can
Okay.
just do whatever the fuck. It doesn't matter. At least
So you
that's
guys
how I would roll
hear-
it. You're the DM.
So I'm going to do whatever the fuck, and that's...
Yeah.
You guys can hear loud furniture moving around in her room, and that seems strange, but not enough so that you run in there, I guess. Now, getting to Rod and Corwin. Rod, Corwin, you guys kind of walk into the room, and they're, again, same kind of setup, pretty much exactly what I just described for Barnacle. What do you do, Rod?
We both sit on the floor. I, again, teach him the ways of our people and how to fully bring the man upstairs into his soul. And then I respectfully ask the cameras to leave the room because such holiness cannot be displayed on public for all.
Okay.
And end the night.
You do end the night, you go to sleep?
We end the night. I mean, it ends. You don't know. We are going to sleep as much as you know. Yes.
Okay. So after an undisclosed amount of time and activity that is probably not to be role-played too hard here, no pun intended, Rod does fall asleep. And Rod, as you're sleeping, you receive a dream. And in this dream, you're walking through the town that you're in right now, but it's light and it's really, there's grass everywhere. There's little bunny rabbits kind of at your feet, snuggling up against your ankles. Your wife's voice is in the background. She says, Rod, you're doing good. And, you feel really good. There's rainbows everywhere. And as you're walking with Corwin hand in hand after the joining that you've had tonight, Warrior Jesus actually descends from the clouds and comes down. And this is Warrior Jesus because there's just a sense of understanding that that's who this is. It's a man who's about 7 feet tall, bronze skin, long, flowing, gorgeous brown hair. And he has what looks like a strange metal contraption with like 12 tubes wrapped around a cylinder. and there's a chain coming out of it with little metal tubes on the chain going into a backpack. And then he has a tube with a large kind of, it looks like a vase at the end of the large tube. And that too is over his back. And he says, Rod, what in the actual fuck did you do tonight? What do you do?
I tell him exactly what you told me to. And that is to bring more people in for you, for Warrior Jesus. And I believe I have done that tonight. Only
Rod,
what you have
know
asked
as
me.
well as I do that the shepherds must bring in more sheep. And for that, I thank you. But violating their bodies sexually is not what I have asked of my shepherds.
But
Now,
that is
I've
not
already
true.
given you 17 warnings about this, and you continue to do it. Quite literally. What have you to say for yourself, my son?
That is not true. And I have said nothing of the sort this entire time. And that all of these allegations can never have been proven and have never been brought upon me in truth. I have shown my loyalty to the holiness throughout my life, and I have shown that there is no such thing that you speak of. And I am outraged at these claims you make upon me. You should be ashamed of yourself.
So Rod starts to try to yell at Warrior Jesus, and I want you to do a charisma check at -10. Just roll 2d6 -10. Okay.
Okay.
He actually gets a 0 because he's got a +1 to his charisma.
Yeah.
But yeah.
You do fail, but you actually came as... It's like almost as good of a roll as you possibly can.
Yeah.
Warrior Jesus, upon this lecturing from you, kind of frowns and says, Rod, I will spare you this once, for you have done well for my flock. But if you fail me again, you shall be destroyed. As it is right now, your life shall take place partially in purgatory. And then Warrior Jesus turns the tubes towards you, and they start to rotate, and fire comes out of them, and the little tubes shoot into you. And you are destroyed in the dream, but you wake up with searing pain in the bedroom, in the darkened room, with Corwin snuggled up against you, his body as well naked. And you feel a pain on your face. What do you do?
I say to myself, that was complete bullshit. I still fully deny having a naked
You're just saying
Corin
this in this
my
empty
bed.
room?
Yeah,
All right.
I am. I mean, Corin's here. He hears me. He's not naked.
Yeah.
In my bed.
He totally
he's
is.
here.
Yeah. He wakes up because he hears you just kind of yelling in your sleep. Says, Master, what's wrong? And it's dark. You can't see each other, by the way. There's no light in there. What's wrong, Master? What's wrong?
Jesus said we were having sex. And we're totally not. I can't believe that. Like, Jesus came to my dream, told me we are doing it, and that's just not true.
He
And
spoke to you? The great master, the warrior Jesus spoke to you?
he really did. He warned me 17 times before, pissing him off this whole time. But he said that we were doing it, but that's not true. I'm just teaching you the ways
It was only
this whole
hand
time,
stuff.
and you know that. Because these are discussions that we've had together in private, and no one else has seen anything but that.
I'm sure his wisdom is trying to teach us. He works in the most mysterious ways. Go to sleep, Master. Tomorrow we have a long journey ahead of us. And he starts to massage your shoulders.
God.
Thank you for massaging my shoulders. It does, it feels good. It's been a long day. Back kind of hurts, but that is not necessary right
All right.
now.
And we can end there, JP.
Yeah, let's get the fuck out of here immediately. We'll see you guys for part 3 after this. Thanks for watching. More roleplay one shots coming up after this break.